not even rules, no such directions for a lot of 70% of this Indian market, which is ethnic Indian wear. This is an endeavor to bring some kind of knowledge, wealth of knowledge to the Indian market. This is also an initiative to enable small manufacturers, small and medium scale manufacturers to scale up their businesses into brands and from brands into global brands. This is the vision with which Amazon has partnered with WGSN along with FDCI to help the industry change, provide a little direction in the areas that is a part of everyone's life today. India is a growing market, and some sort of direction would, I believe, would help how we integrate with the global markets without losing our innate sensibilities. This is the first of the endeavors that we have, and we hope to do many more in the near future. Here today to present for us is one Vonita Samtani, Regional Director, South Asia, Japan, South Korea, Southeast Asia. Vonita heads business development and strategy for these markets and has 2 decades of experience in the industry. And the person presenting this today would be Catriona McNabb, who heads fashion for WGSN and has at her command 450 experts from whom she draws inspiration and knowledge. I would like quickly to invite Vonita to speak to you before we take it ahead. What is going to happen is Vonita is going to speak to you and Catriona is going to present. We'll have a small panel discussion, which I would love for all of you to interact with. Ask as many questions as you would like, because I think the more questions you ask, the more helpful it will be for everybody. And we shall end with, I want to end with a request. Right across the hall at the NCIS hall is an exhibition, a tribute to a friend of mine and one of India's leading photographers, Prabhudo Das Gupta. I would urge all of you to get there and have a look at it. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for coming today. We want to thank Mr. Chetty, the FTCI, and Amazon for this amazing opportunity to be here and present here today. So I'll take you quickly through what WGSN does and how we've been working with in India actually for the last 10 years. Our presence here has been mainly through our channel partner Technopack, who've been working with for the last decade. And what we're hoping to do is increase our presence here more and more. And this has sort of been a personal journey of mine to move, to increase WGSN's exposure in the Indian market. Not working. So let me open with a quote from one of our clients describing what WGSN does and how it helps them. And they describe us as the Bloomberg for the fashion and non-fashion world. So no decisions are made without consulting. When you're investing in a stock, no decisions are made without consulting Bloomberg. Likewise, our clients feel the same way about when planning a product or a range or validating their resources. So what is WGSN? We will inspire, we will go into the research that you need for certain projects. We'll sit down with you, we'll go through your pain points and images. We'll work with you on any level to get the information you need to plan ahead. We have a 17-year track record, about 450 experts dedicated to various categories. We work with most of the Fortune 500 companies. One thing we're very proud of is our creative board. This is an independent board that will validate, will challenge us, will inspire us, and has no commercial investment whatsoever. So they will tell us if we're not doing things the right way. The opportunities, the area of expertise is across merchandising, across product design, across buying, across images that designers use for their mood boards. So we cover a vast area of expertise. Finally, who uses us? Like I said, buyers, merchandisers, strategy teams, CEOs. We have a think tank dedicated just to the C-suite who look to us for the everyday news and the headlines in the industry. The solutions come in two forms, subscription seats and so what we do is we'll research, we'll go deep into consumer insights, we look at market behaviors, we look at, we're in 88 markets across the world, so we can compile a report quite quickly, almost sometimes within the hour. We cover 1,000 trade shows, 250 catwalks every year. We have 4 products. One is our Trends product, which is WGSN Trends, which most of you may be familiar with. We have one dedicated to interiors, which is called Lifestyle and Interiors. We've got In Stock, which is a hard data product and gives you actually numbers, hard numbers for you to take into a Monday morning meeting if you're a buyer or a merchandiser. And last but not least, we have coming soon to India is Style Trial, which is a crowdsourcing format where you can send out an image and we'll crowdsource it with about 10,000 people and give you feedback right away. This is for the hyper-aware consumer these days, so they can come back, you can come back with instant feedback of whether they're going to pay for a certain silhouette and how much they're going to pay and what colors they'd like. Finally, we have the consultancy side, and so we have WGSN Mindset and WGSN Data on Demand. So Mindset is literally answering a specific question for a client. What market do you want to go into? What colors should you invest in? And we take a deep dive and an immersion into each of their brands, and we understand what exactly is their pain point, so how can we help further their expansion in the market. For data on demand, we do the same thing, but we'll give you hard data, hard facts, and hard numbers to back it up. Just a quick view of our products. Whoops. And finally, I'd like to end with a quote from one of our clients who says that WGSN is what it is. It's the knowledge a surgeon would have when going into surgery. It's not something they would go into surgery without their tools. And same thing for clients. They wouldn't go into their product range without their tools. So without further ado, I will take you into, I'll hand over to Katrina. And before we start, can I just remind you to switch off your mobile phones and no pictures, please.
Right, just getting set up a little bit. Right. A little bit. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? That's very, very important that you can really hear me right at the back. So this is my first visit to New Delhi Fashion Week. Oops, that's better. The microphone keeps moving around. It's got little legs of its own. It keeps surfacing. Yeah, thank you so much. So it's a great pleasure to be here. And it's, fantastic that we've been invited. And it's amazing that we're now in partnership with Amazon India as well. So this is going to bring a really big difference into our lives in India and into the future of the industry. I do feel very honored to be invited to participate in this really great event. And the sellers and retailers and brands across the world take our information and use it to help them make critical business decisions. Thank you. For example, I just had an email from my women's wear team based back in London last night, saying that they had a very large Swedish retailer taking our design capsule called 70s Dorm for women's wear and developing this for the next season. This is when we know we are doing a great job for our clients. Our main aim is to work across a business from design, selling, merchandising, and marketing. We have all the information to enable us to grow your business. We have to keep in touch with our clients, and we regularly meet our top 100 CEOs around the world. By listening to their needs, we keep our strategy in line with global world trends, not only in design, but also for retail businesses. So today, I'm going to talk at you for 30 minutes or so, but it's not just talking at you. Afterwards, we're going to have a great panel discussion, so then we can really open up and understand what you want to know about WGSN and what I've been presenting to you today. So today I'm going to drill right down to give you the key items for apparel and accessories for Spring/Summer 16. So the colours, details, fabric, prints and styling that you need to know about. And this presentation is based on the WGSN's Global Buyers Briefing, which we publish every season. And buyers from all the major retailers and brands worldwide look to this for their critical decision-making. And if you're not familiar with our Buyers Briefing, we research across catwalks, social media, street style, directional brands and style influences. We make the decisions on what to include based on our role as retail and trend analysts. So this presentation focuses on selling for commercial success. At WGSN, we specialize in global trends and how they can and will impact a local market, whether it's China, India, Africa, or Brazil. But first, I'm going to share with you how the season began, starting with our macro and fashion forecasts, which are created 2 years ahead of a retail season. This is our first trend called past modern, with references to a new way of dressing, incorporating the old with the new. We have soft precision tailoring and long, languid, slim silhouettes. And this contrasts with romantic florals and intricate detailing. And this really creates a new contemporary feminine style. So we're really seeing the past becoming modern. Past modern has emerged as a look with sculpted shapes, contrasting with loose and delicate items. We see ruched ruffles and lace, while tulle sheers are combined with jersey basics and soft tailoring. Fabrics are discreetly decorative, but there's a humble, rustic mood, and underpinning this look, which evolves the bohemian trend. The next trend, called deep summer. So we have oceanic blues and greens with deep summer marine life. And these are really the starting points for our deep summer trend, incorporating nature's strangely beautiful, quite dark side from the depths of the sea. We see luxurious day-to-evening resort wear and taking on a longer length silhouette and vivid prints. We see tactile fabrics with metallic finishes and coatings. Deep summer inspirations will be key for a high summer look. And this trend influences colour, lightweight fluid fabrics through to lovely knitted nets. It's also key for print and pattern from starfish, seaweed, and maritime fish prints. We see dimensional sequins are mixed with shine for shimmering satins and silks. Important are maxi-length silhouettes, sit alongside fitted dresses and long layered separates. A youthful, casual story with bright pastels and a soft, playful vibe. This is soft pop. Kitsch and novelty pop culture references really evolve into an elevated and intelligent source of design inspiration. We see a sense of softness is really integral to this look, enhanced through experimental texture and colour usage. We see core basic sports are given a new twist for the women's casual wear market. The rise of athleisure, where sportswear-inspired items are worn and styled as a fashion look, is set to continue. So soft pop continues the pastel palette, which has enjoyed so much success throughout the world and across the seasons. The sportswear styling finds its home as these looks continue alongside the more feminine styles. Playful icons and emojis are important here. And we look at more grown-up looks with clean, contemporary shapes. And note the bare shoulders and halter neckline. And this is really important style for next summer. And the woven tee, seen in the middle, is a great versatile item. And again, worn with pleated mini, reworked in something a little bit new, soft velvets or cottons. So moving on, the fourth and final story is called Eco-Active. So bohemian looks continue from previous seasons with fresh and invigorating looks. Tribal contrasting prints and embellishment give eclectic and vibrant looks. Infuse the style with texture and bright saturated colours, mixed back with deep natural tones. And camouflage prints work well here. The new camo print should have accents of colour and animal patterning. It's, after all, a glamorous utility look. This trend has a strong influence on fabric and pattern. We see artisanal rustic effects with really starting to emerge with hand loom and embroidery looks. Raw fabrics are finishing with details like fringing and raw edges really originate from this trend. And this is also linked to the very important 70s trend, which has been a phenomenal success for major Western brands. So leaving behind the macro trends, we have past modern, deep summer, soft pop, and eco-active. But now we look at how these trends have evolved for colour, fabric, styling, for really commercial looks. So taking a closer look at what these trends are really going to mean for you. And we start with colour. Put these down. So an appetite for pastels continue, and pink is the big message for the season. The range and breadth of pink is far-reaching, from bright pop pinks you see here, to saturated candy pastels and deeper pinks for a head-to-toe statement. And these are ultra-sweet hues are also great for accessories and footwear, are a very commercial choice to make. Pink can be used across a wide range of items, from sheers, denims, and shiny wovens, to softened pinks with embroidery details and new textures, as we see here for a more elegant and dressed-up look. On the left, I love the contrast pattern and the tie belt, lending this a very contemporary feel for the Indian market. And the aquatic deep summer palette is reworked in rippled and hazy digital prints. And these are really great for lightweight woven blouses and dresses. Shots of luminescent colour or shimmering iridescent highlights lifts the intensity of the darks. This deep sea palette has commercial colours of turquoise, indigo, purple, which are great for high summer assortments, including beachwear, poolside partywear. Sheers, silky handle wovens, lustrous finishes, and PVC are the relevant textiles to carry this palette through to retail. Blue, already popular, emerges as a staple colour and sort of looks best in tonal matching shades for this full look. Great for fluid silks, giving a fresh option for evening wear. And style icons will also place a real importance on these colours. And peach extends its reach to move through the pink and coral tones, as this colour demonstrates its versatility, working hard for tonal layering on a standalone shade. And peach tones offer a great fashion shade for the season. Again, can sit aside pinks, neutrals, but on the more directional, maybe amber or orange tones. And while peach may be a new type of colour for the Indian market to buy into, we see this as a slow burner for the youth market, and one really to keep in mind as it continues into spring 2017. So moving on, we look at white, parchment white. So moving away from this pristine whites of previous seasons to a more wearable and practical parchment, kind of off antiqued white. So more natural tones coming through, and it really complements this rustic and natural direction for the season. So parchment whites are an important story for layering, styling, sheer layers, particularly, and you hear me talking about this a lot today, broderie, lace, linen, and cheesecloth. So parchment shades have kind of an undyed, rustic, natural feel. And new again are these folds and tucks, giving that all-important new dimension and volume that we really want to see coming through for next summer. So a great way to update evening and occasion wear, again with these more billowing layers with a little subtle shine. A very deep feminine sensibility coming through here. And these are actually really good to promote in-store or really great for online summer promotions as well. And here we have muted cosmetic colours. And again, offering an evolution for natural shades for summer. We see the pinks and blushed cosmetic colours are really heavily influenced by romantic looks and take pastels in a more of a neutral direction. Quite sophisticated and particularly relevant for quite dressy fabrics and silk sheers, again with this feminine vintage look coming through. The slip dress, a key item. Again, a great in-store merchandising story. So again, these sort of cosmetic neutrals and blush tones, giving quite harmonious feel and quite sort of diaphanous shapes. So again, these shapes moving away from the body a bit. Again, floor skimming hemlines offer this very dramatic finish for a more modern silhouette. Moving on, something a little bit different. We called it baked earth, and they're very brown. So again, with this baked earth quality, but quite with a red cast, which makes them really warm and flattering to wear. And the browns and the ambers should really be worn with some oranges and sunset hues. Great for silks, for linens, and even summer skins we're seeing to come through. Great for a high summer story. I was at the exhibition yesterday, and there's a lovely collection by a company called Bodice, And they've got a very pared back look, and they've been featuring these earthy brown colours as well, and it looked particularly nice and caught my eye. So here we're looking at more safari and tribal influences, again for a fusion look, creating ethnic wear inspired styles, but again underpinned by these lovely brown ambers. They should always have a shine and embellishment. Again, add metallics of coppers and browns. And here we have lava red. It serves a dual purpose, really, for the summer palette, working as both a key bright standalone or part of this earthy, neutral browns colours. It really injects a bold, bright colour into maybe the first delivery, or, again, merchandise throughout the season. And the red leans towards that orange shade. Again, great for beach or for poolside loungewear. Lava works well for occasion wear too, again using the traditional prints or lace. Again, lovely artisan embroidery too, so vibrant, passionate red tones will make a real sizzling impact for the Indian market next summer. So moving away from colour, we now move on to fabric. And what this really means for you for next summer. So fabric, pattern, and detail. So what is going to be the best sellers and core shapes that really need to update with new fabrics for next summer? So we've talked about the artisanal looks gaining traction at retail. Again, there's hand loom textiles, rustic cottons, intricate broderie anglais, very important. And then combination or contrasting with fluid silks and lightweight sheers. Again, we'd like to see this feminine look coming through. Something I, again, want to point out is something that's coming through very strongly in the West is this bare-shouldered look. So you'll see that coming through in the styling later. But again, these layered sheers are incredibly important, sometimes with a deep V or deep armholes, working across both dresses and tops. So looking at fabric, we've called this hand loom. So it's an important message, and we really saw this coming through at all the textile trade shows. So this hand loom style really growing in importance with items such as the baja poncho and decorative crop tops. Also wrap jackets. It's quite an obvious look for festivals and high summer, and it will move into new product areas and market levels. Again, working for statement skirts, woven tops and jackets. The artisanal look, which updates the ECAD really successfully and taps into this whole renewed interest in artisan textiles, patterns and embellishments. Alternatively, and this is something a little bit different, the heavier weights can be used as a trim or a panel for denim, jeans, shorts or jackets. So this could make a great waistband for a back pocket detail for the sort of more casual youth and contemporary market. So important to incorporate these rich patterns and colours. Again, these deep sea tones, vibrant pink and oranges. Here are some examples of how to use it in day wear and across into occasion wear, where intricate patterns are used for short dresses or panel details. Again, this can lend itself to press imagery or impactful window displays. Quite different, again, we're looking at broderie anglais. It's made a real comeback this summer, very intricate designs, and again, it's sort of prettifying the A-line dresses, blouses, and even bottom weights as well. So white cotton is leading the fabric choice for this season's defining fabric. So broderie anglais, very versatile, and can be used all over or for panel placements. And pay particular attention, we've got the mini dress and we've got the place suit or jumpsuit, again, two very key items this summer. And you can use broderie detailing to drive core pieces such as the white shirt or as a trim for jersey basics and cotton lingerie, alongside more fashion-forward applications. So lace and broderie types can be used for elegant crop tops within this market. Hot on the heels of broderie anglais is artisan lace. And these delicate laces look great as a cover-up. Here with scalloped edges combining with beading gives an opportunity to push up to the higher end of the market. Both crochet and lace become the quintessential fabrics for next summer. We're seeing more innovative approaches transform traditional weaves into new, delicate constructions. And lace can be worked into trims for the all-important slip dress or exquisite insets for silk separates. So wonderful contemporary lace looks great for feminine styling and silhouette. And lace is used with really great effect for traditional sari styling and tunic tops. The shears, very important. We've seen shears around for quite a long time now, but they are still continuing for summer 16. So we've seen, seen a lot in store right now, but particularly pleasing as it was actually debated a lot in the WGSN office back in London, whether we wanted to put this into the buyer's briefing, and we're really pleased that we did, because it has been a really strong commercial success. But as with cutouts and other revealing styles, it's all about offering the consumer the right base layers to wear this with confidence. Shears can be playful, again for a more casual look, seen on the right, mixed with denim, again for a more sort of casual, youthful combination. Shears can be light layered or covered in lovely intricate embroidery. Flounces and ruffles will give a softer silhouette. Moving a little bit different into the rustic and the raw. Cheesecloth and raw rustic wovens are an important message for the season, along with details like raw edges and very simple tie constructions. Important for blouses and dresses in undyed parchment whites. The rustic look can be used for tunics, dresses and separates, giving a more relaxed feel. This is a great transitional fabric story. And looking at some of the garment collections here at the exhibition, I took a look at a company called Eka. Again, it's got a beautiful simplicity with this very lovely, natural, rustic feel. Ruched looks. Again, this lovely manipulation of fabric, lots of gathers and drapes, brings again this soft femininity. And we call this the flowing goddess dress or column dress. And look at this detail to update jersey and silk dresses, again giving quite a sensual appeal for women's wear. Different styles are using ruched fabric and styling from jersey tops to, again, the long maxi dress. You can buy into the goddess dress for next summer with confidence, as ruching plays a really important decorative role. Fluid silk, again, very important. For these much more sort of looser fit dresses, a key direction for the mix of boudoir dressing with a bit of contrasting, sportier elements. So these cut in fluid silks offer quite a sophisticated yet contemporary look for summer. And the slip dress, as I keep saying, is a really, fast becoming a really star piece for next summer. Again, it's easy to wear and the multitude of styling opportunities it gives. And this is from soft pop influence. Again, there's athletic colour blocking. And colour blocking or fabric blocking is a great way to update a garment, a core garment, so giving it a new lease of life. Quite a sort of retro sportswear feel. Shorts are very short, but this is definitely strictly for the youth market. And here we have some more examples of modernist fabric blocking. Again, we've seen great success at retail, and the short pleated skirt on the left references the classic tennis dress, and we see a revival of the humble tracksuit in new fabrications. Raw dyes, raw and rustic textiles, along with this interest in hand-dyed effects, it really sees a resurgence in tie-dye. We're calling this one raw dye, as it's more subtle than a tie-dye, with a quite more grungy wash. Again, relevant for the denim markets, casual sweaters, but even moving along into dresses and blouses. Indigo makes a bold statement for surface pattern. And again, this tie-dye look in vibrant patterns with this mix and match indigo print. And I just love the look on the left here, with different scales of indigo prints and all assembled together to give a really strong look. Florals. We love florals for summer. Everyone loves a floral for summer. And for spring, summer 16, we've got these really strong floral options. This one feels quite new. We've got florals with a bold black outline. And on the recent catwalk from London, we had a 173% increase in floral designs. So that's a really strong indication that florals are going to be pretty evident for next summer. So it's either pretty ditzy little florals, watercolour florals, jacquard weaves. There is a flower pattern for everyone next summer. And here are some examples of a little bit more pared down look. So we've got bi-coloured florals for sleeveless shift dressing. The Bohemian pattern mix, really strong here. But again, for dresses, blouses, and continues from previous seasons with a fresh new look. We see these contrasting prints are cut and spliced and collaged together for this high summer look. It really is an eclectic mix of pattern and print with cut and sliced layered looks. Fringing, very important. Key trim for both accessories and apparel. So bold and bright. The maximalism trend is here for next summer. The more is more direction offers this extravaganza of pattern and colour. Note the feature volume sleeve. I think it's left and centre, and this is a new detail for the dress. So for next summer, we're seeing a real exaggerated, voluminous sleeves as the attention is drawn to the shoulder and around the cuff. The mood for bold and bright prints continues and will have a familiar feel for the Indian market. So looking now at stripes, we call this resort stripes. They're the crisp, simple resort stripes. And something a little bit simpler to get away from all that psychedelia looks. The classic navy, white nautical stripes are important, particularly in wider bands. That's the newest update. So bold, thick stripes feature for next summer. Horizontal or vertical, either will do. And here we have some examples. So again, at the exhibition yesterday, I saw this company, as I mentioned, Eka. Again, they had these lovely soft stripes. So do check them out because it's a lovely collection. Wraparound or crossover details. Again, a little bit of a ballet influence. Again, reminiscent of this goddess dress I was talking about. A great one to update a jersey basic. Cardigans, also active wear. So the halter neck, really sort of moves the blouse shape along. No print, very simple. Gathering and draping around the body. They can have deep armholes with either high or deep V neckline. And they look the newest. So leaving fabric behind, we move into the key items that you can start building your range with. So first up, we've got the blouse dress. We call this the shirt-waster silhouette. And again, it moves the blouse and dresses in a definitely more feminine direction. And this will work from a Western styling, as seen in the middle image, through to more blousy and billowing sheers and prairie looks. Blouse or shirt dress represents an easy sell, offering a fresh take on a very commercial item. It is versatile. It can move from day to night. Silhouettes are soft, fit and flare waist, so really easy. and silk is the prevailing fabric. So buy deeply into this item as a key colour and pattern vehicle. And here we have the soft shirt. Again, works well for shirt dresses and jumpsuits, and will be a great update for denim core shapes. But it's where it's moving into formal tailoring that it looks newest. So look at including the shape with your tailoring offer. Pair it with trousers and skirts, so again, tucked into the waistband. Soft shirting remains a staple for premium classics. Updated for next summer include subtle sheer qualities, boxy silhouettes with sculptural kimono-inspired details, which gain momentum for casual looks. The split maxi skirt, a really important item. Maxi skirts have been performing well at retail. And again, we have festivals and high summer looks, but really continues this bohemian story. So it's thigh split maxi, offers a kind of a new way to wear this skirt. Very versatile, but we do think the tailoring piece is very clean and it lends itself to this sportier look. So some more examples. Again, when rendered in pattern, mixed florals or multicolour stripes, this is a key item to style with tunics or micro tops. So next key shape, the fluid coat. So duster coats have been bubbling under for a couple of seasons and are now beginning to take a hold at retail across global regions. These soft coats are really beginning to take off in a big way. Soft dusters and trenches are really building on the success of the kimono and again have that fluid and femininity which is so important for next season. Sleeveless designs actually feel the newest, and you should really use these for press material and in-store or online merchandising. And for the domestic market, here we see some examples of how to style the long fluid duster coat, always with embellishment or tonal colour combinations. The micro top. The crop top, again, using our data at WGSN, this is the most searched for fashion term, cementing its status a key bestseller, again buoyed by the rise of fitness and health. As a proportion of top crops, WGSN in stock shows crop tops have risen year on year. And while crop tops will return in a wide range of styles, it's the short micro top that really does feel the newest. Ruffles and frills update the look for next summer, again with this added volume and pattern interest. The jumpsuit, really now updated with a wide and flared leg design. It really is a pivotal piece, again, for press and marketing material. These floaty retro styles are in very lightweight fabrics with wide floor-sweeping hemlines, really do look strong. More accessible, though, are the midi and knee-length versions. And the jumpsuit ranges from evening looks through to day wear. Again, the culotte has been a bestseller in the Western markets. And look at the apron style. Again, this is something new that's coming through on catwalks now. It's like a pinafore style with apron straps. So it's a really standout new detail to watch out for. So the wide leg jumpsuit, again, this fluid A-line shape, becoming a key item to buy into. So using different fabrics makes this a versatile option. Again, in-stock shows in some countries, the jumpsuit has increased by 85% year on year. Again, making this a very viable item to continue into next summer. So leaving key items behind, what do we wear as accessories to go with those key items? So to complete the look, we start off with this very clean, modernist, architectural look. So it looks very new, this quite structural, sculpted jewellery, quite relevant for bangles with loop around the fingers. So quite a new direction, quite different, I think. So a thin, delicate design is essential to balancing out this sort of modern architectural look. So striking polished metal jewellery with, again, this linear sculptural quality becomes the focus for this pared down and clean, minimal look. Try necklaces, cuffs, and armbands with more exaggerated proportions. And then we have crystals. Crystals sit well for all markets, and here we look at clear, cut, raw crystal, alongside rougher surfaces, working across items from rings to earrings. Crystals bring a fresh, organic feel for jewellery assortments, and this is great direction for both fine and fashion jewellery. Play with proportion, oversized shapes for necklaces and rings. So next, the suede shopper. It really is a classic suede shopper, but now we see it in different colorations. Again, a commercial hit for next summer. And what I think makes it new this summer is to really utilize color blocking in a new way. And here we see some great examples, and we've got lovely fabric contrast to really play around with and update this key shopper. And as I mentioned earlier, the arm cuff has really taken off. Again, more for the youth market, but it's definitely making a return. And already been doing the rounds. We've seen it at a lot of the festivals worldwide. But a little bit of a cleaner look coming through. Again, these architectural constructions can update it for a more sort of commercial and smarter look. So the arm cuff, again, these minimal modern stones, quite a sophisticated look. The bandana. We love bandanas. So some people call it the neckerchief. Again, worn in many different ways. Again, a staple buy for next summer. Essential wearing. You can wear it anyway, around the head, around the neck, around the waist. It's a really fresh styling. And we like it sort of, it's kind of a boyish item really, but it sort of lends a dash of colour. And can you wear it instead of jewellery? And here we see it worn in different styling, so a slightly larger scarf, again adds to this summer dressing. Hair ornaments, these look absolutely gorgeous, and so much interest from our buyers around the world around this item. They're really becoming a fast accessory at a really commercial level. So pretty jeweled clips, leaves, flowers, and stars elevate simple waves and elegant updos. Ornately embellished hair accessories with, again, these floral and vintage-inspired designs feature a combination of precious and semi-precious gemstones. These charms feel distinctly opulent and couture-like. The knotted belt. The long fabric belt takes a softer approach to waist belts, with the designers opting for wrapped and knotted lengths. And again, this is in line with the softer apparel looks for the coming season. The raw edge scarf. It's a great commercial item, and it's hitting retail right now and will continue for next summer. In ultra-weight, lightweight cottons and rustic linens or fine cashmeres. It transcends seasons. The raw edge is the key feature. So the raw edge scarf has been a critical item on the street across many different cities, but it's a really great transitional item and buy-on piece. And it really does play into this boho artisanal trend. And traditional scarves in fine wools, cashmeres and silks give a similar look, update with new geometric design trims and embroideries. And again, this is something different for jewellery. We've called it Metropolis. It's sort of futuristic, very sleek, clean and modern, very bold, and we called it stacked and modern combinations, really central to this look. Statement rings, necklaces, and used for earrings as well. So we see polished metals and, again, precious stones fashioned into this distinctive geometric look. This trend, again, is for both fashion and fine jewellery. And this is something a little bit different. We've got what we call the nail ring. And the nail ring is a quirky, fun fashion item. It's really getting a lot of attention. Great for statement occasion wear, or again, this important youth market, adding a kind of an offbeat vibe to jewellery assortments. Multiple nail rings will make big impact, again used for press material, in-store styling, sell as part of a set or as part of a nail art arena for the youth market. The saddlebag. We have a lot of debate back in the office about the saddlebag. It's been hugely important. And coming onto the catwalks now, we've seen a new crescent shape appearing for the saddlebag. But definitely been resurgence and real optimism for this look. Buy in summer neutrals or tan tones, or use bright fashion colours. It's really a key item to watch. For a younger look, try a little, maybe a different proportion, maybe different smaller pastel shades, add tassels, texture skin, could do something a little bit different variations. Moving on, we've got the elongated clutch. It's quite oversized in a funny way. And again, it was spotted at some of the recent shows, but it showcases the new season's colours, materials and closure details. And with styles ranging from simple frame bags to sharp, boxy shapes. The geometric purse, again, something really nice. Sharp, geometric shapes, again, offers this newness for clutches and purses. Structured leather, in shapes ranging from triangles to even hexagons, add a graphic element for summer assortments. Clean surfaces and minimal embellishment reinforce the feeling of purity. Snap closures and chunky chain straps are the only detail. Great for day into evening, and really adds a playful styling touch. And this brings us to the end of our buyer's briefing for Spring Summer 16. So that concludes the presentation. Thank you so much. I hope it's given you some really great ideas and actionable takeaways to apply to your products, development, and obviously the major buying decisions that you're going to make. So now we're going to get live and have our panel debate.
Thank you, Katrina. We pulled Katrina out of Trends Day, which is our biggest day within WGSN. We have 88 countries coming together to gather trends. We pulled her out to have her come and speak here, so thank you for doing that. We're going to introduce we have a distinguished panel set up. We're going to move it around quite quickly in the essence of time. I'm going to introduce a couple of panelists that you haven't met already, and we'll ask them to come up, and we've got a few questions in place, and then we'll go into Q&A. So I'd like to introduce Narendra Kumar. Obviously, man needs no introduction. He's played a pivotal role in Indian fashion. Could we have you come up? I'd like to get Priya Sachdeva to come up, who's our business director from Technopack WGSN. He's had about 15 years in market due diligence and strategy experience. But Anu coming up. She's our WGSN trend consultant, and of course, we'll get Katrina back for a bit. Thank you, panelists. So I'm going to start. With questions for the panelists, and we ask you to keep the answers quite short in the essence of time. And then the audience, please, if you have any questions, feel free to pipe in. So I'll kick off, and then we'll open the floor as well. So the first question goes to Nari. How would trend forecasting be relevant to e-commerce increasing speed to market?
Sorry, say that again.
How would trend forecasting be relevant to e-commerce increasing speed to market?
I think that with fashion moving so fast today, you need to be on top of things. Brands like Zara and H&M have set the trends on how fast fashion moves. And e-commerce is about, earlier in the offline retail, you could do things 6 months in advance. But right now you have to react every day to what happens. If you want to capture the market, if you want to be part of the market, you need to understand pace and you need to understand micro trends. The macro trends were what were presented today, but micro trends that you see every day on e-commerce help you build more on the trends and very relevant to give a direction, a large direction, as well as on a micro level on an everyday basis.
Thank you. The next question is for Anu. How are global trends relevant to the Indian market?
I think first of all, with India, we have a ever-growing youth-oriented market, which is really important. And with coming of Zara and H&M, like Narendra mentioned, this is a market that everybody wants to tap into. And I've seen that, and that's my observation, that over a couple of years, there's absolutely been an avalanche, which is absolutely snowballing into social media. And the youth is very, very well connected. And before the trends happen, outside of India, everybody wants to, lap them on. And they are already, there is a whole tribe of bloggers and insiders that I'm seeing now. And there is a whole influx of that. And I see that there is a beautiful transition of how the global trends are actually coming down into India. And there's always this lovely twist and this fusion that I'm seeing happening here. Beautiful silhouettes, colors, prints and patterns being transmitted and then transited into how the Indian fashion scene is developing. I think that the global fashion trends are extremely relevant. And they're going to be more and more handy, and you would see that coming through, especially with platforms like Amazon, where you have a lot of these international designers also, starting to feature domestic brands, also getting a platform. So it's the way to move forward.
And Katrina,
I just wanted to add something. I think the not to overlook is the domestic Indian ethnic wear market. As India is exposed to more and more influences from across the globe, ethnic wear is also being influenced by trends that are Western oriented. So lots of brands doing that kind of stuff, and I think that it has great relevance to how the Indian wear market also develops.
thank you. Katrina, can I ask you to comment on that and how you see forecasting of trends moving in such a fast pace like India, following up on what Nari is saying?
Yes, am I switched on? Yes, you can hear me. How does trend forecasting influence the Indian market? Obviously what we're seeing here is speed. It's all about speed. So when we started trend forecasting 2 years ahead of the retail market, we have a lot of clients who are testing technology. That's why they need the information so early. But these companies are becoming fewer and fewer. So Nike, that's a customer that needs to test their product very, very much. So you've got sports companies, you've got beauty companies, skin companies. They need really early information. So we have information from them. But anyone else who can move product fast onto the online or the shop floor or somehow into the customer needs information really quickly. So it's all about speed. And India is no different to anywhere else that I've ever been. And it's exciting, it's challenging, but it will change the marketplace. And this market will be disrupted. But you all should embrace it and not be shy and scared of it, because it's an exciting opportunity for us, all of us in the fashion industry. It's a really exciting time to be in it.
And then just to follow up on a good segue for my question to Priya, how big is the market? Can you give us an idea of the scope and the growth?
Well, the sheer size of the market completely excites us because it has so much potential of what it is right now because of the numbers and what it is going to grow further. So just to give you a perspective, the apparel market size, the retail market size in India is about USD 41 billion, which converts to about INR 248,000 crores. This is, what the number looks like. And we are looking at it to grow to about $110 billion US dollars till 2020. So that's a huge market. And the interesting part, Vanita, is that only 20% of this is organized. So we are looking at growth there, which is about 10%. But what excites me more is that there's 80% unorganized market out there. And I think e-tailing as a platform is what is going to really bring that 80% into the organized, sector. These are sellers who are out there who could, come onto a platform, which we provide, which a e-tailing company provides, and we can. They're going to be numbers. They're going to be percentages, growth rates that we can't even fathom right now that we are talking about.
I just wanted to add that Amazon itself is also creating a platform for all of these retailers, a lot of these smaller manufacturers, to enable their businesses to become into brands through what we have done right now through this endeavor. And that's how we see Amazon as a platform for small, medium manufacturers to convert into brands, and even independent entrepreneurs to create businesses of their own, and Amazon to provide the platform for them to do that business and build into having a global vision for their brands.
Great. So can we open up the floor? Thank you for that, panelists. Can we open up the floor for a couple of questions? We've got a limited amount of time, so I think we have time for 1, 2 questions? 2? 2 questions, okay. I'm being told 2, that's it. Yeah.
Hi, I'm here from Europe, so I was quite interested to hear you mentioning retail brands like Zara and H&M. I'm interested to understand how you think they're disrupting the market in India.
I think that, the Indian market is so much a youth-oriented market right now. 50% of this country, I think, is in the youth segment. And a lot of these brands are influencers in these areas. And what is also happening is a lot of Indian design is also trying to adapt from what is happening globally today into this market. So these brands are sort of kind of forebearers of larger fashion that you will see over a period of time. My own experience has been like with these brands showing a collection one season, and the Indian brands showing the same kind of inspired collection the next season. So they are forecasters by themselves, or people who carry the weight of brands in this country, but distinctly there's a larger percentage of an Indian domestic market that looks forward to ideas to create these new brands.
Any other panelists? Would you like to comment on that? Katrina or Anu, would you like to comment on that?
I would just like to add that with coming of Zara and H&M, it absolutely gives an opportunity for the Indian youth to dress fashionably, and that does not mean that there was something which was lacking or something. There is going to be disruption, but more in the sense that it's going to give an opportunity for all, and it's kind of going to open up the domestic sector, and a lot of the Indian retailers are going to also launch into and sort of lay into that benchmark, which is then going to set up a whole whirlwind and a different trend. So in that sense, I do believe that there is going to be a disruption, but definitely in the right direction, in a very fashionable direction.
Quickly, I want to add, but what we have seen over the last few years, even in the Indian market, is the strength with which Indian design is growing. Indian designers are a lot more confident about being Indian, producing in India, having Indian inspirations that can take it global. So going up, you're going to see a lot of that happening, a lot of Indian design being spoken of in global terms. For the very fact that they are very proud of using India as an inspiration, from textiles to even tailoring that you never thought of before. You're seeing a lot of them in these collections, in the shows. All of those are going to contribute to a great space where both Indian and Western influences will come together.
One last question before we wrap up. Mike? Can we get the mic?
Thank you. We got one. Okay, the question is that do you think Indian streetwear or the street fashion that happens in India will that ever like match the bridal market that we see in India? Because mostly designers here make money through the bridal industry. So do you think the
Who,
street?
who are you asking that to?
Sorry?
Who are you asking? Is it directed to someone or can I answer?
Anyone can. I'd want you to answer because you were talking about India and
Of course, this is just a part of what we are seeing. And also, like, you know, you're almost seeing the new age of the new Indian bride. The new Indian bride is much more youthful, younger, has a lot more Western influences in her clothing. Of course, every woman and probably men also get married. So it is an important occasion in people's lives. But that will always remain. But I think that dressing up every day fashionably has become so much more important. People go out from work every day and you need fashion for work, fashion to the club, fashion to hang out. And I think that all of that is going to be a large influence. Of course, we don't want the wedding industry to die because it is the sustenance of a lot of us designers here in India. But there's a change coming and you should smell the coffee.
but will this street fashion in India will ever be able to match the bridal industry here?
Of course it will. I mean, I think if you go over all the bloggers and what the bloggers are blogging about, I mean, not everybody is blogging about just bridal wear, you know? And you're seeing young people, every day you're seeing a lot more younger bloggers talking about individual style, you know? And how you blend the West with the East or make a statement for yourself.
I think I would like to also address it from a point of view that, you know, basically talking about the economics of it,
Right,
that, you know, whereas
right.
most of the designers get their sort of aim and their bread and butter through bridal wear, and with the emergence of street style and casual wear, can that sort of match it up?
Exactly.
Whereas one designer tries to go into that casual wear sector and avoids doing bridal wear, which is a bread and butter for everybody. Is that your question primarily?
Exactly, ma'am.
So I think that, you know, let's talk more in terms of volume. There is a huge population of youth market. And if everybody has that sort of, you know, there is a snowballing of dressing up in a casual streetwear manner. And with a lot of people doing that, I think you are going to reach that sort of a level very soon. And I must say, I must compliment the Indian streetwear style that I'm seeing right now. A lot of you are dressed so well at the fashion weeks right now. It is really a treat to watch and learn so much. It's a beautiful way that, you know, you're trending in and bringing in the influences of the West and mixing it up with the contemporary environment. It is really influential, and everybody across the globe is watching it. And it's not only just, right now in India, through WGSN and all other channels, it is being broadcasted throughout the world. And as I think the popularity rises, and with more and more brands coming out and addressing this need of casual street style wear, I think that, you know, you get married once or maybe a couple of times, but maybe you need to dress up prudently on the street a lot. So I think that you would be happy when, you know, very soon we'll cross the bridal wear versus casual wear market. And you would see that actually happening in a lot of the markets, which have already developed in sort of, you know, the fashion cycle. And you would see that casual wear already gathering that sort of a coveted space. I hope that answers your question.
Definitely, thanks a
I
lot.
just wanted to finish on another note.
Yep.
Weddings are an eventuality. Street style is choice.
So.
Thank you, Nari. Thank you, panelists. I'm just going to say a quick thank you to Amazon, especially Nari, for making this possible. It was his sort of initiation, and FTCI. And also thank you to the Amazon team, Anisha, Priyanka. You guys have been really helpful with this. So I'm going to hand it over to Nari to close, and thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you everyone for coming here, taking the time out to come here. I hope this was useful for all of us. I just wanted to thank again the FDCI and Mr. Sethi for having us here today. And a small request, a reminder that there is an exhibition of Prabodh Das Gupta, some of the photographs, and anybody who identifies me in one of those photographs gets a special prize. Also, WGSN has a feedback form outside. the lucky winner gets a 3-month free subscription to WGSN. So please try and fill those.